India's independence in 1947 was a hard-earned one. Scars of British ostracism, who haven't yet apologized for their misdoings, left the country vulnerable to horrors of partition. A debilitating economy with multiple other constraints, leading to criticism and scrutiny of political scientists and commentators who felt that there was but little scope for this vast nation to stay united, much less remain a strong democracy that it is today. We have been able to avoid post-colonial repercussions like coups or major civil wars like other nations, keeping the period of emergency as a slight exception when civil liberties and elections were suspended during the period of 1975 to 1977 at the time of Indira Gandhi's prime ministership. As we celebrate our 74th National Republic Day, we have a good reason to look back and take pride in how far we have come. Proving the pessimists wrong, today we are the fifth biggest economy of the world, overtaking our colonizers of the past, fourth most powerful military, and all of it while being the largest democracy in the world with 91.2 crore eligible voters. The Indian democracy has matured in the past 7 decades as it is no longer dominated by one political party, both at the center and at the states. With the emergence of regional political parties, the federal structure has strengthened as monopoly by one single political party is the thing of the past. One of the darker era of democracy was the imposition of emergency in 1975 by the then PM of India, Indira Gandhi. However, the people of the country gave a befitting reply and she was shown the door in the elections that were held. Another important point which needs to be highlighted is that India's strong opposition in the past had played a constructive role. Despite taking the government to task, it stood with it when the country faced external aggression. At the time of 1971 war with Pakistan, the opposition stood strong with the then government. From one-party dominance, Indian democracy matured and the coalition government of 23 parties was successfully run by Atal Bihari Vajpayee. It was during his reign that India successfully conducted the nuclear tests. Moreover, now it is a matter of pride for India that today we are at the podium position when it comes to international matters. The last 8 years, under the visionary leadership of Prime Minister Modi, India has been calling the shots at the global front. Whether it is about providing healthcare facilities to the world or combating the economic slowdown or showing our military valor to the enemy by penetrating into their territory and teaching them a lesson. India is now not only a mature democracy but also a strong one. It is this ability of our taking tough decisions and not following the policy of appeasement that we have emerged as world leaders at various fronts. Largest democracy. Today, the growth of democracy is reflected in the fact that in the 2019 Lok Sabha elections, out of the 67% of the 69% eligible voters exercised their voting rights compared to 1951 when only 45.67% exercised their voting rights. Overcoming challenges, India overtook Britain to become the world's fifth largest economy. Today, it is on the path of becoming one of the fastest growing economies in the current fiscal, contributing 1% to the global economy. Exports play a significant role in growth. Over the years, India's economy became favorable as liberalization, privatization, and globalization were enhanced in schemes. India's exports have grown from a mere $1.27 billion in 1950-51 to a whopping $568.57 billion in the year 2022. Forex reserves. Despite multiple causes leading to depletion, India possesses the fourth largest foreign exchange reserves in the world in comparison to the post-independence era when forex remained stagnant and stood at a mere $1.82 billion. Since then, India's forex reserves have multiplied 335 times. 500% rise in production of food grains. India has also come a long way when it comes to the growth of rural economy. Food grains production in the country rose to a whopping 500% when compared to the time of independence. In the year 2021-22, 314.5 million ton food grains were produced, in comparison to a mere 50.8 million ton in 1950-51, even though India has been an agrarian economy. Connectivity at par for national highways. Some remarkable work has been done in the field of road connectivity. Constant work is being done for an efficient and well-connected network of highways. Significantly, construction of 4, 6 and 8-lane national highways has seen a rise of 300% during the past 7 years. Power sector. India today is a power surplus nation with a total installed capacity at 3,70,106 gigawatts per hour. During the post-independence era, India had installed capacity at 1,362 gigawatts per hour. Today, the government has come a long way as it is aiming for power supply in all households. By 2018, Manipur's Lesang village was the last non-electrified village to get access to India's mainline supply network. Domestic aviation market. PM Modi's vision of witnessing the common man be able to afford air travel has never been so close to reality. Data released by the government show how passenger traffic has increased in the airports, witnessing a 30-fold growth in 4 decades. Today, India is the third largest domestic aviation market globally. 75% literacy rate. When India got its independence from British rule, the literacy percent was extremely poor, at just a mere 18%. However, the female literacy rate was worse, at just 8.86%. Today, the tables have been turned. India recorded a literacy rate of 74.4% in 2018. Data showed that girls outperformed boys when it came to academics and receiving primary education. Higher education. In 1950, India had only 27 universities and 578 colleges. Today, India has 1,043 universities and over 42,000 colleges for the youth of the nation. Notably, student enrollment has increased up to 11.4% in 2019-20 to what it was in 2015-16. India's Swachh Bharat mission. India's Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, announced by PM Modi at the initial days of his prime ministership, was with the aim of accomplishing Clean India by 2019. This was India's biggest ever cleanliness drive, with PM Modi himself sweeping various places including Mandir Marg, New Delhi. Life expectancy at birth. Moreover, one of the most important issues which crippled India's growth in the early times was life expectancy of individuals. The average life expectancy of Indian male in 1951 was 37.2 years, while for a female it was 36.2 years. However, at present, life expectancy stands at 68.2 years for an average male, 70.7 years for Indian females. Also, India saw a significant decline in infant mortality rate in the past 75 years. India's democratic principles are robust, even thriving. This point was echoed by S. Jaishankar, India's External Affairs Minister, who said, "If today there is a sense in the world that democracy is, in some form, the future, then a large part of it is due to India. There was a time when, in this part of the world, we were the only democracy."